computer. Okay, I think we're good. Hi. Okay, awesome. I am so happy you guys are here. Letting a couple more people in. Thanks for joining me. I figured that Saturday morning, 10 morning, it's a good time to unwind, relax. I hope you guys have coffee, juice, something, eating breakfast. We're going to talk all about food for the next hour. So I'm going to share my screen for most of this. Like I said, I'll keep an eye on the chat, and we're going to use that, so I will bop back and forth in that sense. I want to share this. Okay, cool. Sorry. Maybe that's the last one. It's so obnoxious. Like, don't forget your laundry. Okay, so welcome. Like I said, obviously we're in a nutrition webinar. Just skip the cover. Just have to make a cover. It's the teacher in me. There we go. Okay, so first thing I want to ask you guys, we're going to revisit this towards the end. Are you a grazer or a chipmunk? So grazer, someone who likes to eat all day long. Definitely me, likes to eat smaller meals throughout the day. Can't go more than like 3 hours is pushing it for me. So like maybe, 3 to 4 hours without eating something. Chipmunk is somebody who can go a longer block of time and then eats bigger meals in between. So like a grazer maybe is doing like small 6 meals a day. A chipmunk will be doing like 3 bigger meals a day. My husband is a chipmunk. I am a grazer. So just chat for me what you would say that you are. Sorry, I'm letting a couple more people in. Hi, Meg. Hi, Jess. So are you a grazer or a chipmunk? Chipmunk, grazer. Interesting. Okay. Awesome. And actually good. Thanks for letting me know you can hear me. All right. Interesting. So we're going to talk about ways to be both, because I'm a big believer in both are fine. Everyone's body's different. Everyone's body's dynamic. We're going to talk about that. My goal for you today is basically to walk away from this webinar with something new, some piece of new inspiration, new resource, a new tip, a new strategy, just something that you can try with nutrition. It's going to be different for everybody, and that's fine. September is a really good time, even this year, with some people are virtual, some people are back in person, some people are a hybrid of that. It's a really good time of year to either change if you feel like you're stuck and plateauing, or if summer was kind of all over the place, to really like rein back into a routine, and maybe you don't know what that routine is. Okay, so why does it matter so much? I really believe in my heart of hearts that when you're your healthiest self, your most, not your most fit, but your active self and eating correctly, that's when you can be your best self. So that's really why it matters so much. It's not about the number on the scale or the size jeans you're wearing, although that stuff might help you track it. It's really about living your best life and being your best self. So that's why I'm so passionate about nutrition and fitness in general. Nutrition really is a key factor in your immunity strength and disease prevention, which goes right into decreasing inflammation. So inflammation is the, whoever just entered, hi. Number one cause of disease in the human body. So decreasing inflammation, eating foods that are anti-inflammatory, you've probably heard the term, is really, really important and goes hand in hand with disease prevention. One that gets overlooked a lot is also injury prevention. So whether that is making sure you're fueling your body correctly if you're healing from an injury so that you can heal more efficiently and more quickly, or preventing that injury to begin with from the start. Your mood and your confidence, which I'm sure all of us can relate to, your energy levels, anti-aging, and also having a sharp mind. So all of those things combined really, really, really make nutrition just kind of the core of our happiness and our life. I really believe that. So I'm just like a nerd when it comes to facts, so I like that stuff. All right, so let me tell you a little bit about my background, how I got to where I am today with nutrition. So basically, my story starts in high school. I was a very enthusiastic ballet dancer. I wanted to be a ballerina more than anything in the world. And so I did all of the dancer things. You name it, I did it, I tried it. Anorexia, bulimia, all of that stuff, we were there. And I remember this was my sophomore year of high school, sitting in the doctor's office with my mom. My mom took me to the doctor's because she didn't know what else to do. And I remember the doctor saying to me, you know, like, I think it was somewhere between like 95 and 98% of people never fully recover from an eating disorder. And I remember I was just like, what? Like, absolutely not. Like, I will not be that statistic. Like, absolutely, absolutely not. So I really, in my heart of heart, like wanted to beat that statistic. Fast forward to college, I had a few years where it's college, first of all, so it's fun and you're doing all the fun college things. And I really just knew my mindset needed to be in a place where I didn't really think about it that much. I just kind of ate when I wanted to eat. Wasn't always the best choices. I was about 15 pounds heavier than I am now, but I knew I needed to be in that middle place for a while to just chill and not think about food and give myself that break so I wasn't obsessing over it. Senior year of college, pivotal moment for me. My dad actually received a really scary diagnosis. He's fine today. He had not colon cancer. Oh my gosh, I'm totally blanking. Prostate cancer. And you know, he lets me share this story all the time. He's fine today. He had surgery, but that was my light bulb moment. That was my, oh my God, like we get one body and I need to start taking care of mine, and you can't take this for granted. And you know, it's not always, it needs good food. It needs to be fueled. It needs to be respected. So that was like, that day was the start of my health and fitness journey. Up until that point, you know, I was dancing. I was a dance major, but I really wasn't into fitness. Like I said, I wasn't really thinking about what I was eating. I was just eating. Fast forward some more. So I did a bunch of stuff. I started eating Greek yogurt instead of a buffalo chicken wrap and things like that. And I did, I think I lost about 10 pounds during that time. I got really into Zumba. I love to walk and things like that. And I met my husband. We kind of kept going on our health and fitness journey, went through a wedding diet phase, which was probably not enough calories, but fine. It was, you know, a lot of liquid calories, to be honest. We were going out with a lot of people during that time and drinking a lot of smoothies and really watching what we were eating. Had a baby, got back on track, and we got really into plant-based eating. And I love plant-based eating. I think that's when I feel my best. Right now, I'd say about 80 to 85% plant-based eating. I do eat chicken and meat here and there. To be honest, just in mom world and everything with quarantine that happens, sometimes it's just easier to eat some meat or some dairy and throw that stuff in. So that's kind of where I'm now. I'm in like a really good hybrid of, you know, mostly plant-based, but also incorporating some meat and dairy. But that's kind of my story, and that's how I ended up where I am today, and you know, how I'm here. I will say right off the bat, I don't have any kind of medical certification. I'm not a nutritionist. So everything I'm sharing is really just my own personal experience. It's not things that, you know, you should take as complete facts. They're just my stories and what I've learned along the way, from whether it's Dr. Google or talking to other people, and trying things in my own personal life. I will say, just so you guys are aware, moving forward, this is going to be, obviously, I'm a Beachbody coach. Beachbody is my wheelhouse. So the majority of resources, ideas, inspo I'm going to share come from Beachbody. I do also have some general tips and tricks and recipes up my sleeve that I'll be sharing as well. But just so you know, it's kind of a mix of both things because, again, that's what I use. That's my personal experience. Let me check the chat before I keep going. It's so weird. I can't see the chat with it in cool, everybody's good. Okay, so these are my like nutrition mantras, things that I've learned, again, through trial and error, through my own personal experience over the past 33 years of my life. The first is, you have to remember with nutrition, it's about working with your body. So it's not working against your body. That's when you really start to go down, a path that's not going to be fun, that's going to feel like you're depriving yourself, that cannot be long term. Fueling your body correctly is really, it's an act of, I think of it as an act of like self-love and self-respect. And I think when you can really think of it that way and work with your body, it can be long term. Everything kind of starts to fall into place and it feels so much better. So that's my first one, and that's number one because I think that is the most important. People ask me all the time about cheats, and I know some people don't like using the word cheats because it sounds like it has a negative connotation to it. So some people say treats, whatever you call it. I say cheats. I don't really think it's negative, but if you would prefer to call it treats, totally fine. My rule with treats is treats. I like to plan them in advance. When I have them planned out, there is the guilt factor goes away for me. And I also feel like you don't run into that rabbit hole of, well, they brought donuts to work and I ate a donut, so the rest of the day is shot and now I'm going to eat crap for the rest of the day. You don't run into that because you have a plan in place and you have a strategy. And so maybe you looked ahead at your week and you said, hey, you know what? Friday morning, they bring in donuts. I'm going to have a really good week. I'm going to treat myself to a donut. They're really good. They're really high quality. They come from a really good place that I like, my favorite bakery. And then I'm going to just jump back into my normal meal plan. That really has had a very high success rate for me. For me, a lot of times I try to keep it together throughout most of the weekend. And then I like to have a dessert on Sunday night, whether we go out for ice cream or whatever it is. Variety yet simplicity. This one's also equally important. They're all important, whatever. So you want to keep it varied with your foods. And I'm going to give you tons of resources you could use to make it varied, probably too many. But you don't want to do it all at once. I do not recommend, I found in my own life, doing more than 2 to 3 new recipes a week. And when you think about new things, remember too, it doesn't always have to be new dinners. I think we all go right to dinners. It could be a new breakfast. It could be a new way you mix up your smoothie. It could be a new, yesterday I shared on my Instagram, just a new topping I put on my salad to change it up. So it doesn't always have to be, okay, this week I'm taking on 3 new recipes. It could just be like, hey, I saw chia seeds at the store today. I'm going to add them to my smoothie and see what it does, or something like that. So I don't recommend doing too many changes at once. And I do recommend doing a few so that you are constantly, you're still in a journey. It's still fun. It's not, I eat the same spinach salad with grilled chicken and peppers and balsamic dressing every day for lunch. By day 3, that's really boring and you don't want it anymore, but you are eating it. So, and I've been there with that exact same salad. So, that's a really, really important one. Number 4 is fridge minimum. So for me, meal prep wise, we're going to talk about this. I have 3 minimums I try to keep in my fridge at all times. One is a prepared veggie, one's a prepared protein, and one's a prepared grain of some sort. So like right now I have roasted broccoli, sweet potatoes, and roasted chickpeas. I can eat them separate. I could throw all that into a bowl and call it a meal if I had to. So it's something that you could make quick. It could be a quick lunch or a quick dinner. That prevents us from doing takeout or the frozen pizza in the freezer. Those are my minimums, is roasting up a vegetable, having some kind of protein prepared, and then having a grain prepared too. Grains, we'll talk more about this, but like sweet potatoes, couscous, quinoa, roasted red potatoes are usually our go-tos. Wild rice, brown rice. Couscous is, if you're going for like the most nutritionally beneficial one, couscous is the top. And then after that, I think it's quinoa at farro is a big one too. Number 5, listen to your body. So, and this kind of ties in with number 6. Let me do these together. Our bodies are dynamic, meaning our bodies are always changing, which is really cool. It's really, really cool to think about. We're always going through different phases, especially as women, whether it's pre-pregnancy, pregnancy, postpartum, and then even after that, if you're trying a new fitness routine, your body's going to need different fuel. If you're doing a really, intense strength workout program, you might need more fuel than if you're doing yoga or, I don't know, like meditation and Pilates. So our bodies are always changing and going through phases. And it's really important to be in tune with our bodies and to just listen to them. So an example of this for me is I just really out of nowhere started craving meat a couple months ago. And like I said, I still do feel my best, I feel like, when I'm on a plant-based regimen, but I did start incorporating a little bit of meat here and there. And that's okay. And you can always try something and then go back. You don't have to say, I think sometimes we're so quick to label ourselves, like I'm a vegetarian, I'm a vegan, I'm a pescatarian, I'm keto, whatever it is. And then you think you have to fit inside that one box and that's it. And you told Susan that you're going to be keto. So you can't, but you're doing this really intense workout program and your body needs some good grains. And you feel like you cannot get out of that box. You can. You're not stuck in that box. You don't have to put a label on yourself that way. That took me a long time to come to terms with as well. But I think that's really important to keep in mind and to just listen to your body. We also go through a monthly cycle. So that's another thing. And then my last mantra is education is motivation. So for me, kind of like I did in the previous slide, any kind of nutrition education in terms of facts, statistics, ways that nutrition affects the rest of our body, that's extremely motivating to me. I love hearing I think it's 70% of our immune system is based in our gut. It's a really cool fact. And given the times that we're in, that's really important. I think 90% of serotonin, which is the happy hormone, is also in our gut. So basically, the better you eat, the happier you are. Facts like that really motivate me. And I'm going to show you some places you can find fun facts like that. I think that's a lot more healthy and productive to focus on instead of weight, gene size measurements all the time. All right. Oops, I got to click. There we go. Okay, let me check our chat. Yeah, exactly. Right. Meg, totally agree. Okay, so nutrition plans and tracking nutrition. So tracking nutrition is really helpful. Again, depending on what your goals are for you. If you feel like you just need to change it up and you need some variety, you want to maintain your weight, you feel good where you are, maybe you don't need to track. If you have some goals, if you feel like you go strong for 3 or 4 days and then you fall off, tracking might be something that can work for you. So these are a few things. All of these resources here are free, except for the first one, the Nutrition Plus app. If you're a Beachbody On Demand member, it's free. Otherwise, I think you do need to access it. So the Nutrition Plus app is basically Beachbody took all of their eating strategies and plans, which we will dig into, and sync them into this app. So no matter what plan or strategy you're following, you can track it in this app. You can track your water. You can track your weight if you would like to. Side note for weight, that's up to everybody else. And I do suggest you figure out what feels best for you mentally. I step on the scale 1 to 2 times a week at the most. So that is, what else was I to say about that? If you follow the containers are in there. There's a ton of resources or recipes in there. As soon as you open it, there's new ones that come right up. And then you can also search, if you're gluten-free, you can search based on that. If you want plant-based, you can search on that. If you want a minimum amount of ingredients, you can search based on that. So that's a really cool place to also find new recipes. The 21-Day Fix app, I will explain what that eating plan is. That's a really good app if you decide to follow that specific program. And if you want maybe a little bit more of a dialed in perspective on just the 21-Day Fix without, being a squirrel and checking out recipes that don't go with the 21-Day Fix and being all over the place. It's like Pinterest is dangerous in that way. All right, let's look up recipes. And, an hour later, you're like, oh my God, what just happened? MyFitnessPal is a great app. I've used that in the past. You can track your food and your water in there. And I think it does count your calories for you in there. And then the fourth one is challenge groups. So in a lot of our groups, you do not have to by any means, but a lot of us, myself included, we just share our daily food log. And that really helps me just to have a place to write it down at the end of the day. Here's what I ate. This is a post that was done by Beachbody trainer Megan Davies. And it's really just interesting to see what happens when you track versus when you don't. So when you don't, you've got the extra peanut butter, the extra butter, the extra salad dressing, the extra dollop of sour cream on the potato, and the extra chocolate bar, which comes out to almost like 600 calories more. So again, tracking, not for everybody. If that's what you're looking for, those are some great resources to check out, most of which are free. Okay, so I mentioned the 21-day fix. Let's dive into what that is. So the 21-day fix is a really foundational, good place to start if you feel like you need a system. It's a meal plan. It's obviously 3 weeks. It's 21 days. And it features color-coded containers. So each color of a container represents a specific food group. So like the yellow container is carbs and the red one is proteins. I think there's a photo on the next page. And they're really, the point of the containers is they're portion controlled for you. So the reason the creator of this, Autumn Calabrese, went with containers that are portion fixed is because she was meeting with a client. They were out to lunch and her client was like, I just cannot lose these, whatever it was, I think like 7 or 8 pounds. I'm working out really hard. I'm eating all the right foods. And she was. They ordered salads. Salads that came out at the restaurant were huge. And her client ate the whole salad. And Autumn was like, oh my God, that's the problem, is it's the amount, it's the volume that you're eating. So that's when she realized that, portion control is really important in terms of also making the right choices. This program also comes, if you finish the 21-day fix, there's a 21-day fix extreme. The extreme part applies more to the workouts. So there's complimentary 30-minute workouts that go with this eating plan. And sorry, I had some people that wanted to come in. Hi, ladies, welcome. Sorry for the delay. I didn't see that you were there. So there's complimentary 30-minute workouts that go with this nutrition plan in ways that I will probably never understand. I know that the meal plan is created there's like scientific benefits behind it that go with what is happening in the workouts in terms of how your body recovers, builds muscles, etc. But again, that's something I haven't researched, and I don't know if I'll get there. But so there's 2 versions of this. So really, you could do this in 6 weeks. Obviously, you could repeat one and then go into the other. The eating plan would essentially stay the same. The only time this would change is if you're losing, and then you might have to go into a different bracket. A has specific containers they eat. Bracket B has specific containers they eat, probably a little bit more, etc. So as you're losing, you might bump brackets and have a different container count each day. This is just a sample of some things that you would see in the 21-day fix, and you can see in the corner there that they're counted for you. Okay, so the 21-day fix came out, I think before I was a Beachbody coach. So, and I've been coaching for almost 5 years. I'm going to say 2013 is my guess. So in 2018, Autumn, who's in the corner there, took the 21-day fix eating plan and revamped the whole thing. So she made it better. She made it more long-term, more sustainable. And created this entire system that she calls the ultimate portion fix. So this piece is not workout included. You could do the 21-day fix workouts. You could do any workout with this. It's really just a meal plan. And it is one of the 2 long-term specific strategies and plans I am going to share with you today. So like I said, it's an expansion, long-term version of the 21-day fix. What it includes is 30 step-by-step videos. And she goes into, again, speaking to how I was saying, I'm really motivated by learning like cool facts about how your body reacts to certain foods and what happens. She goes into a lot of that stuff. So she talks about sugar addiction. She talks a lot about nutrition for the whole family. She talks about how to eat for performance, whether you have, a goal date coming up, a vacation, it's coming at some point, a reunion or whatever it is. And then she has 3 different strategies within this plan that you can follow. Foundational fix, time nutrition, carb cycling. Foundational fix would be your basic plan. So, you put in a little formula. Here's your weight. She does a couple things with that. Okay, you fall into bracket A. You should eat 6 servings of veggies a day, 3 servings of fruit, etc., etc., etc. That's the foundational fix. You're just making sure you get the correct amount of each food every day. Time nutrition is a little bit more detailed. So that is, again, if maybe you have like a big goal coming up, where Autumn helps you stack your containers into certain groups, specifically and most importantly before and after your workout, so that your muscles are getting the optimal results. And then carb cycling is for again, it could be for weight loss, it could be for a goal, or it could just be that you feel like you want to give it a go. It's basically, she doesn't believe in not eating carbs at all, but so her carb cycling plan is, I believe it's 2 days normal eating, 1 day no carbs, 2 days normal eating, 1 day no carbs. So, and she breaks that down in carb cycling. And then she also goes into a lot about the weekends and travel, because that is a really big sticking point for a lot of people. We're not in our normal routine. We have social things, whatever. You get different kinds of sleep. There's alcohol thrown into the mix. A lot of variables there. So that would also come with, obviously, she would give you some containers. Oh, shoot, sorry. There we go. There we go. She has 2 cookbooks out. So the volume 2 cookbook released with this program. She has a Fix8 volume 1 and a Fix8 volume 2. There's also a Fix8 cooking show. What a lot of people don't realize, if you're a Beachbody On Demand member, you already have the Fix8 cooking show. It's actually in your menu of workouts. I love this resource. She keeps all of the videos to under 10 minutes. Most of them are under 5. And she does a really quick demo of how to create everything. She also came up with 75 healthy lunch ideas for kids, which is a digital PDF that you can just download and use. And then it is compatible with that app I was telling you guys about, the Nutrition Plus app. So everything in there you can sync with this plan. If you guys have questions at any time, feel free to drop them in the chat. Okay, so while we touched on kids, I'm going to just talk about some healthy kiddo resources too. Again, with the Ultimate Portion Fix, there's a PDF of healthy lunches, 75 different ideas. Another great resource is the Beachbody blog, not just for kids, for adults as well. They have a ton of recipes, but a lot for kids specifically, for lunches, snacks, little meals, etc. And then the third resource I wanted to highlight is Daily Sunshine. So this is a kid shake, actually. It has 10 grams of protein that are all plant-based, mostly from a pea, all organic fruits and veggies, and a really good dose of vitamin D. There has been some studies released that vitamin D is super important as a defense with everything going on with COVID. So I did start giving this to Ava back in, I guess in March. I think I started getting her this. I'd say she does like 4 or 5 a week. And she just does it plain with coconut water. It's how she likes it. So that's a really good option for kids too. It comes in strawberry banana or in chocolate. She likes the strawberry banana, which I was surprised about because she's normally a chocolate girl. All right, going back to some eating strategies and plans. This one is called the 2B mindset. So we talked about the Ultimate Portion Fix. This is called 2B mindset. This one is a little bit less tangible and a lot more abstract, I guess. So it's a more flexible approach to weight loss. And it focuses on what you can eat, not what you can't. There is absolutely no off limits foods. So it's really about your mind. And again, going back to the idea of working with your body, not against your body. The creator, this is her before and after here, Alana Molstein, was obese her entire childhood. And then she's a certified nutritionist and dietitian now, and that is her before and after. She also now has, I know she has at least 1 daughter. So this is the strategy that she came up with that finally worked for her after going through tons of different ideas and strategies herself. So again, she also talks a lot about what to do on the weekends, what to do when traveling or when you're going to parties. Sorry about that typo. And she has 40 plus short videos that she shares talking about everything from strategies to her experience to what to do if blank. She has a go-to guide. It comes with a tracker. Again, that's another tracking system. She's big on water, so she hands out a water bottle with it, another recipe book, and this is also compatible with the Nutrition Plus app. So this one is a lot more, when you're in this situation, here's the strategy you can use. Like she has one strategy that's called, it's everything has like a really cute, catchy phrase. One is called like, want more? ? Sure. And it's like what to do if you finish your plate and you still want more. And it's, you know, it's like a big circle. I should have put it in here. It's like first drink some water, then get some veggies, then go for the protein, then go for the carbs. So it's like, you know, you have a plan in place, but you're not feeling deprived. This is something, this is a recipe featured in her plan as well. So like cauliflower fried rice. Oh, that's another really cool thing that she talks a lot about is money saving tips for eating healthy. She has a whole section on that because everybody thinks eating healthy can be so expensive. So, sorry, you can access more. So we talked about the Nutrition Plus app. Both the first one here is called Mindset Membership. Goes with 2B Mindset, and then if you look down there, the monthly fix, that's for the Ultimate Portion Fix. So both of those strategies, the Ultimate Portion Fix and the 2B Mindset, also come with a monthly membership you can subscribe to. So basically, if you feel like you don't want to go get a nutritionist, but you need more, you need, you know, a community, you need people who are doing the exact same thing as you need access to the dietitian herself, you need new recipes, you need that inspo, that motivation, that accountability. These are really, really good options. Both you can do for 30 days for free as well. So with the Mindset one, the program we just talked about, you have a community access, it's probably a Facebook group, office hours with Alana. So she does office hours once a week where you can actually ask her questions. And then I think she picks one person in her group once a week, and she'll literally look at your tracker and analyze it for you, which is pretty cool. With the Ultimate Portion Fix and the monthly fix, very similar features. So you have that community again. She does her new recipe releases in there first before she releases them to everybody. She does a monthly Q&A live in there. She also brings in other experts in the field and does interviews with them. And again, like I said, both first months are free. So that's a really good option if you just feel like you need more and you really want to go all in. Okay, so that is a lot of, in the Beachbody world, a lot of the resources you can access in there. Where do I find new recipes? I get this question a lot. So again, a lot of mine do come from Beachbody. I love the Beachbody blog, Beachbody On Demand. The Fix8 cooking channel we talked about is right on Beachbody On Demand. Every fitness program on Beachbody On Demand has their own eating plan with it, which is awesome. And I'm going to show you how to access that. Monthly Fix and Mindset Membership we just talked about. These are my favorite blogs. If you want to look somewhere else as well, Cookie and Kate, Oh She Glows, Skinny Taste, and then the second two are actually Instagram accounts. Meow Me, I guess she calls it Meow Me X, and Meal Prep on Fleek. Those are really, really good resources. And then obviously the Nutrition Plus app, I told you guys you can search for anything in there. Check the chat. Meg, for Daily Sunshine, they say 4, but I started Ava when she was 3.5, and she was fine. Let me make this smaller so I can show you guys. I wanted to show you where those eating plans are. Okay, so if you have BOD, pick any program. I'll pick Morning Meltdown. You open it up. So if you wanted to do your workout, obviously you would click workouts. Program materials. Scroll down. Every single program has a different nutrition guide. I'm here. Going too fast for it. Now, if you have a plan in place and it's working for you, that's awesome. You stick with it. I use these to find new recipes. And again, here you can see everything is marked. And there you go. And then at the bottom of each one, if you're following the Ultimate Portion Fix, everything's broken down for you. If you're following 2B Mindset, she gives you her opinion of each recipe there. So that's a really cool resource that you have on Beachbody On Demand that I think a lot of people overlook. I always want my challengers to know this stuff because you pay for it, so you should use it. All right, let me go back to here. Did I go over everything else on here? The Beachbody blog, if you've never been on it, it's just www.beachbodyblog.com. That's it. Yeah, I think we covered everything else. I told you guys about the Fix8 cooking channel. Okay, these are some of my favorite reads. Again, if you're somebody who feels like educating yourself some more and just getting another perspective even, I feel like sometimes is really helpful. So the bottom, closest to the left, that's Autumn. So she does the Ultimate Portion Fix. And then top middle, you can drop it, is Alana, who does the 2B Mindset. So those two are, they, obviously contribute their talents to Beachbody. Grain Brain and Brain Maker are by Dr. David Perlmutter. I love his stuff. You get a little nitty gritty occasionally, but it's really cool. He talks a lot about how nutrition affects the gut and the brain. And then two of my favorite recipe books are also there on the bottom. Summers to Savor, which is by the company Dr. Preggers released that book. So Dr. Preggers makes really good veggie burgers. Eva eats their broccoli bites. They're a really good brand. And most of their stuff is pretty clean. And then Run Fast, Eat Slow. Their recipes, I will say, are a little bit more work than I would do on like a random Wednesday. But if I want to try something new and really make it fun, I would go with a recipe from Run Fast, Eat Slow. And again, I'm recording this, so if you need to see these, I can get them for you, or you can look them up, or I can always drop them in the chat too. Okay. I have to talk about Shakeology while we're here, because that, like, I talked about like not meal prepping all day, and it's a third of your meals for the day, especially if you're a chipmunk. Just done. Prepped, planned, you know what you're having. They're so easy to change up so it doesn't get boring like we talked about. I'm going to tell you this story. When I started my last teaching job back in 2014, right after I got married, everyone there was doing shakes through one of the teachers. It wasn't Shakeology, it was a different shake. And I remember, like, we would have lunch meetings. We had lunch team meetings. So I would see this. Bear! Sorry. That's too much. And I would literally just like put my chin up at them and roll my eyes. Like, I was like, shakes are not real food. Like, that's a fad. That's not going to last. That's not long-term sustainable. Here I am almost 5 years later. I've drank a shake every day for 5 years. So I really knew I wanted to coach. I saw people coaching. I had a lot of friends who were coaching, all for different companies, and I won't get into which ones they were coaching for. So I sat down and nerded out, and I made an Excel sheet that compared and contrasted all the shakes in each company, because I could not coach for a company that I did not believe in the product. And that's how I chose Beachbody. Is I literally chose Shakeology, and Shakeology was linked to Beachbody. So I've done a lot of research on the product. I'm very confident in it. If you have any specific questions about it, I'm pretty confident I could answer them or find the answer for you. I literally didn't even know Beachbody had workouts. I just knew that I liked their shake, and that's why I was like, I'll go with Beachbody, because I want to drink that shake, and if I think it's, as the integrity in it is as good as it can be, then I want, I can recommend it to other people. So just a couple of fun facts about it. Most of you guys are familiar with it. It is a premium nutrition supplement. Depending on the flavor, you're getting 10 to 12 grams of protein. So it's a full serving of protein. You can get it plant-based or regular. The regular just has whey. The plant-based is a pea-based protein, similar to Daily Sunshine. It's only organic cane sugar, and then the natural sugars and fruits. So that's a really big thing you got to look out for in shakes and things like that. That is the sugars and what's in them, or the sucralose that they can say is no sugar, that kind of thing. It's dairy-free and it's soy-free. Soy is another sneaky ingredient to keep your eye out for. They are not certified organic and gluten-free. So I actually listened to a seminar on this with the CEO last year. We use all organic ingredients, and it is gluten-free. It's not certified because the price of it would skyrocket. So they don't pay for the certification. And then the big things, and this was a huge selling point for me too, it's not just a protein shake. So the amount of other nutritional value you're getting in it from these other ingredients is like, was like the cherry on the sundae for me. So antioxidants, phytonutrients, and adaptogens. If you don't know what those are, basically those are herbs that help your body fight any free radicals we're dealing with in our environment. So there's a lot of things in our air these days, and that we're exposed to on our earth that's been used for thousands of years, and phytonutrients and adaptogens really help us fight those things off and stay in our purest state. Pro and prebiotics, digestive enzymes, which is doing a similar job to the pro and prebiotics, and then superfoods and fiber. So it's really an all around, really well-rounded shake. Matt drinks it, I drink it, Eva drinks it. And even if you don't want to drink Shakeology, I do really think that some sort of smoothie or shake is just a really great way to help you with meal prep, because it can be breakfast, it can be lunch. Sometimes on the weekend I save it for dessert and I make it with a frozen banana to keep me on track for the weekend. So that's Shakeology, and chose a seasonal one because it's pumpkin spice season. Today feels like the first like real fall day. All right, I have a couple like generic tips. Again, from my personal experience, not as much Beachbody related. If you're a vegetable hater, or your husband or your kid is a vegetable hater, these are my biggest tips for still getting veggies in. So obviously, spinach is so easy to sneak into a smoothie. Beets you can sneak into a smoothie. My husband does kale, but it's not really snuck in there. I don't think that would be that delicious, but you can sneak kale into your smoothie. What's the other one? Oh, and Meg, I know you've done cauliflower before. So you can sneak a lot of things into a smoothie. You can also sneak a lot of things into a puree. So like if you make your own pasta sauce, or you're making some kind of soup, anything like that, you can really blend them up so that, you know, they're still there and they have a good flavor, but you're not chewing them. We do have Power Greens at Beachbody, so it's a little powder, again, that you can throw into like your shake or a sauce, and it's just a combination of spinach, celery, kale, cucumber, celery, and matcha green tea. Or you can bread them. So like, have you guys seen like breaded Brussels sprouts or breaded cauliflower, and give them like a fun dip? So those are my top tips for if you have a veggie hater. Okay, serious sweet tooth. Anyone who can relate to this post, you are my people. I could eat sweets for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I love sweets. I can normally say no to salty stuff, not always, but sweets are my jam. So here are some tips for you if you have a sweet tooth. Chocolate Covered Katie is a really good blog. I did not recommend it earlier with the recipes because she also has a ton of really awesome baked goods, things that are not as healthy, that are just like your good old school butter and flour, and there's a time and a place for those, and I love those too. But she has a section for healthier recipes as well for desserts. My go-tos when I'm trying to keep it cleaner, again, this is like not a planned cheat or treat night. LaCroix are my lifesaver. I usually have one a night, or you can do a decaf coffee. Rice cake with peanut butter on top of it, 2 Hershey Kisses, or even if I've been out of Kisses before, I'll just grab like a handful of chocolate chips out of our baking pantry. Again, like I just mentioned, Shakeology ice cream or whatever powder ice cream you have. So if you freeze up a banana, just do a tiny bit of almond milk or water. Keep it minimal so that it gets solid, and you'll have like a more frozen ice cream treat. Any kind of fruit with honey and coconut flakes on it. I love to do a banana. Granola, my favorite brand of granola, if you're looking for one that, you know, is pretty good with the sugars, and this brand's also gluten-free, is Bear Naked, Bear, B-E-A-R, is a really good one. And I'll just do like a little, like one of Ava's bowls with some almond milk and eat that. Trail mix. Apple nachos is a really good one. So you just slice up an apple. You can even, if you have like an apple slicer that you press down on, from there you can take the apple slices and maybe slice them again with a knife so they're really thin. Lay them out on a plate. You can drizzle anything and everything on top of them. You can drizzle honey, some melted peanut butter, some chocolate chips, some coconut flakes, honey roasted peanuts, anything like that on a fun plate, and you could pick at that. Yogurt or chocolate covered raisins, bevy in lemon or berry. This is a new tea that Beachbody just came out with. To be honest, I've yet to try it, but I've heard really good things, and there's a lot of recipes for it on the Nutrition Plus app. It's created to help you curb your sweet tooth. And oat balls, I love to make these. So that is, if you get a big bowl, mix up oats, peanut butter, honey, chocolate chips, coconut flakes. I think I throw in flaxseed too. Mush it all up with your hands, leave it in the fridge for a couple hours, take it back out, roll them into little balls. They're like the most delicious thing. It's like a cookie, but not a cookie. So those are my go-to, I have a sweet tooth, but I'm trying to keep it clean, options for you guys. Checking our chat. Oh, Ashley, that's a good one. Thanks. Ghirardelli sea salt soiree chocolate squares, 50 calories and so satisfying. And that's like a bigger thing that you can like bite. I like that one. Thank you. If anybody else has more, feel free to share. All right. I'm not motivated. So this happens to all of us. Oh, sorry. This is so blurry over here. This happens to all of us, whether it's you've been in a funk for a long time, or something happened on a day and you're in a bad mood, or whatever it is. It could be short-term, long-term, anywhere in between. Happens to everybody. Number one, again, I'm going to say educate yourself. So go Google a fun fact about nutrition, about if maybe you're craving pizza. So if that were me and it's, a Thursday and I just came out of a rough meeting and now I want pizza because I'm mad, I would go look up like the effects of sodium on the body or something like that. And again, that's me. And I love to nerd out over that stuff, but it might help somebody else too. Another good thing to do is to make it a family affair, especially I really, really recommend this one if weekends are your weekends, W-E-A-K, see what I did there? If your weekends are really weak for you, make it a family affair and make it fun. Make a dinner together that's healthy. Do the apple nachos together. Look up a couple recipes for the week. Let everybody pick something for the week. Make it fun for everybody involved. And then it's not, you don't feel like you don't want to feel alone and like you're by yourself, which is why the communities are such a good idea, whether it's a challenge group or like the those monthly groups, the monthly membership and the mindset membership. It's too many M's. Tracking your progress might be what you need to do. Tracking will definitely be motivating. And then you can look back at your before photo or your before weight, and tracking is different for everybody. I always say this in my groups. You might be a picture person, you might be a scale person, you might be a measurement person. You might have a pair of jeans that you want to get back into. You might have a goal outfit you want to buy yourself. You might have a fitness goal. You might want to be able to go on a really cool hike that you guys are planning. So, tracking your progress, and you don't have to do all those things. You pick what speaks to you in your heart. If stepping on the scale doesn't motivate you, or, maybe even does the opposite, then don't step on the scale. That's not your thing. That's fine. Then maybe pictures is. And then number 4 ties into number 2, have a support group. So don't do this alone. Have a friend that you check in with, join a challenge group, do it with your family, do it with your spouse, make it a journey that you can be on with someone. It's a lot more fun that way. And you have a go-to person when you're in one of those weak moments. Okay, going back to my first question. So if you came in late, we talked about the grazers and the chipmunks. If you are a grazer, you are somebody who likes to munch all day long, like me. So these are my top snack ideas for my grazer friends. Any kind of veggie that you can dip in any kind of dip, honestly, because the more veggies, the better. It's really hard to overdo it with veggies. So pepper strips and hummus, or carrots and guac, or cucumbers and tzatziki dip. I feel like I always say that word wrong, but that dip is delicious. Beach bars or Lar bars. If you're going to go with a bar, those are I have done some research on this. Those are the 2 cleanest bars. The Beach Bar has 10 grams of protein, which I really like, but the Lar bar actually just released a new bar that's called like a protein Lar bar that also has 10 grams of protein as well. The Lar bar might be a little bit higher in sugar, but it's not off the chart. It's not terrible. Yogurt. Again, with yogurt, you really just want to watch the sugar. I eat a cashew yogurt. I think it's Forager is the name brand of it. Because I try to not do too much dairy. It just doesn't feel great for me. But again, you just want to watch the sugar. Really with sugars, you want to stay definitely under 9, under 7 or 8 is ideal. And you can always go, I know Meg does this actually, like get a plain one and then just add some of your own honey or maple syrup instead of getting one that's flavored. You'll have a lot less of the fake sugars that way. Carrots or apples with peanut butter. Veggie sticks, by that I mean like the actual like chips, like veggie, or chips or sticks. A tomato salad is a really good one, especially right now. Hang on to it while we can. Olive oil, salt, pepper. You can throw cucumbers in there too, or you could throw chickpeas on top. Roasted chickpeas are great and a big protein source. Cashews, or not even just cashews, you could do almonds, or again, like a trail mix that's pretty dense in nuts and not as dense in the chocolate, even though I know those are the bomb ones. Sweet potato fries is another good one. Sweet potato fries I just roast in the oven, olive oil and some seasoning on top. Okay, if you are a chipmunk, totally fine. But a couple things for you guys to keep in mind. Again, this is mostly from the To Be Mindset strategy. So one is just drinking water 30 minutes before you eat. A lot of people drink water with their food, which is fine, but actually drinking water before a meal is really, really helpful. Water actually secretes all of your digestive system and gets you ready to digest food, so that when you eat, like, it's kind of gross to think about, but like your tubes like inside are literally wet. They're secreted. So the food can go through a lot more easily. So you can drink water while you're eating, but it's actually better to drink water before and then wait a little bit and then drink water again after. And then obviously just eating slow and eating mindfully, especially if you haven't eaten in a long time. It's very easy to eat really quickly and then feel like you need more before you've fully digested. Okay, last thing I wanted to talk about is if you feel like you need a kickstart or a cleanse, if you feel like whether you just need a totally fresh slate, or you need, maybe you're somebody who feels like if you have a little bit of initial success, that'll be really motivating for you to keep going. These are 3 programs I highly, highly recommend. Clean Week is the first one. So that is, let me show you actually, a Beachbody program. It's just 1 week. I love this nutrition plan, and I can actually, if anyone doesn't have Beachbody On Demand, I can happily send you this program. The program's nutrition program. The program's nutrition menu is what I'm trying to say. It's a really good menu that all of the recipes are like minimal ingredients, things that you probably have anyway, delicious and easy to make. Sorry. It's not new, actually. Let's see. So, and if you're doing fitness with it, it's a really good foundational place to start. The workouts are 30 minutes, and I guess it's this one. Really low impact. So, and the meal plans are really simple. You're either A or B. Here's your sequence for the day. And boom. Protein pancakes, berry walnut oatmeal, lox and toast, breakfast bowl, tuna melt, I make that one a lot. Chicken, quinoa, and broccoli, again, a protein, a green, and a veggie all ready to go. Turkey burger, super easy, easy peasy. This is a good one for football coming up. So that's a program I definitely recommend. Just, get 1 solid week back under your belt, and really feel good again. Now the 3-day refresh and the ultimate reset are more cleanses. Clean Week is just going to be a really solid week of clean eating and 30-minute low impact workouts if you choose to do the workouts with it. The second 2 are cleanses. So the 3-day refresh, the 3-day, obviously cleanse, where you're doing, I believe it's 4 shakes a day, and a few servings of fruits, veggies, and healthy fats also throughout the day. So I love this because you still get to eat food and chew. And to be honest, you get something, even if it's small, you get something pretty often. So you don't really ever feel that deprived. Most of my challengers who do it, I'd say like between 3 to 6 pounds is the loss. So it's a good way to kind of flush some toxins out, increase your energy. Maybe if you're starting a new fitness program, or you just really want to get rid of some of your bloat quickly. A lot of people obviously do it like after Christmas or going into the summer months, and it's only 3 days. So it's pretty easy peasy to pack into your schedule. The ultimate reset is a bigger, longer program. It's 3 weeks. The first week I would say is very similar to Clean Week. All it does in the first week is just takes out meat and dairy. So it starts to help you acclimate to a vegan diet. And then the next 2 weeks, it's a little bit less and a little bit less. I did this program last February, I want to say. I loved it. It was hard, and it challenges you mentally as well, because you're really like, a lot of cleansing starts to happen mentally, to be honest, because it's just a really like deep experience, I feel like. But it was amazing. And I was really in like a winter like slump, and was just, like finding myself like munching on Ava's goldfish and things like that. And I knew I was like creating some habits that I needed to break. I know Meg can speak on the ultimate reset as well. She loved it as well. So that's something that obviously, maybe down the road, maybe now, up to you, but, needs to be planned out and intentional. It also comes with a few things. It comes with salt, like to distill your water and things like that. So it's really like a lot of cleansing, which is cool. No, you don't sit on the toilet the whole time. It's not that kind of cleanse. Neither of them are, to be honest. I always have people who ask me with the 3-day refresh, like one of the shakes in the 3-day refresh is called a fiber sweep. And I always have people are like, I was going to go to work. Like, can I go to work and do this? And the answer is yes. It helps you get regular. It's not going to do the opposite though. That's not healthy. Hold on, let me see what's going on here. Oh, Meg, you're starting a 3-day on Monday. And yeah, the ultimate reset. Exactly. If you have anything else to say about it, feel free to jump in. But yeah, the 3-day refresh. I know some people will do it. I wouldn't do it more than this. I think some people will do it like once every other month is the most I would say. Or you could do it, like at the start of a new season is a good time to do it too. All right, I think that's my last slide. All right, so if anybody has a question, feel free to drop it in the chat. And I can answer it for you while we're on here. And if not, I hope that you can walk away with, a new blog you can check out, or a new eating plan you're going to try, or a 3-day refresh you're going to try, or whatever it is, or at least some inspo. I do have groups running all the time. So obviously if you need a group, a place for accountability, again, you don't want to do this alone. You're always welcome. I always have an ongoing open group that's open to anybody who either has done Beachbody in the past or is doing it now. It doesn't matter what you're doing this second per se. All right, let me stop my share. There you guys are. This was awesome. Can't wait to check out these resources. Thanks, Dana. I'm glad that it helped you. Can you share a bit more about your meal prep strategy? Yes, I can. Okay, so the most that I do, especially with being home so much right now, is not a lot. I do probably those 3 things sometime between a Sunday and a Tuesday. And then again, like last week was a long weekend, so I don't think I roasted that stuff up until like Monday night. And then I do it again on like Thursday or Friday, which is key. That's really helped me with weekends. So I'll do, like I said, roasting chickpeas is a big one for me. I'll make a big batch of tuna salad, so we have that to pick on. I'll do a pasta salad with chickpeas and a lot of veggies in it. But I usually just have those 3 things prepped: a veggie, that's like roasted and prepared, a protein, and a grain. And then I always have fruit stocked in the house ready to go. I always have a couple healthy snacks to grab in a pinch, whether it's cashew yogurt or trail mix or beach bars. And then for me, I don't chop in advance, to be honest. Like if I'm going to do veggies and guac one day, I don't chop my veggies in advance. I usually am okay to just chop them as I'm making it. One tip that I was just talking to somebody about, I don't pull out a cutting board every time I chop. This is probably so bad for your Pyrex, but I actually just use the lid of the Pyrex if I'm just making something for myself, and do a quick chop on the lid and then go. And then for dinners, I would say we probably plan 4 to 5 nights a week, and then we have a takeout night, and then like one of those nights will either just be I'll sub in my shake there, or I'll go to the stuff that's in the fridge and just make a bowl, or I'll make a big salad. If I have roasted chickpeas ready to go, I can make a big salad with them, and that's my protein. Another strategy I use a lot too is like I said, with breakfast, save breakfast for dinner, or vice versa. Maybe I'll do eggs and turkey bacon for breakfast and then save my shake for later in the day. But in terms of prep, that's kind of like my Bible is grain, protein, veggie, ready to go. And then another thing I will do, I really, really try to get to the grocery store on Thursday or Friday. Actually, I just went yesterday with Ava, and Matt was like, why go to the grocery store? We don't need groceries. I was like, no, but we do, because we don't have enough where I'm going to make the right choice if I don't go, because I'm going to end up ordering out for lunch or whatever it is. So like we got Halo Top, the ice cream. That's another good one to munch on, and Boom Chicka Pop as a popcorn. And I made tuna and roasted up sweet potatoes. So that's another really big thing, is the extra stop in the grocery store. A full week without groceries isn't enough if you want to be eating your veggies and fruits enough. Does that help? So that's all I do for prepping. So yeah, I keep some frozen bananas in the freezer. That's pretty much it. It's really it's more so about being diligent, I would say, about the shopping part of it, and making sure I have enough choices here that are good choices. Awesome. Glad that helps. Anybody else? This was so fun. So glad we did this. I could talk about nutrition all day and food. All right, cool. Well, I'm going to end this. If anybody has anything else, feel free to text, message, whatever me. And I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Thank you for spending some time with me. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.